Hey ladies, so I was thinking about the fact that my baby boy Hayden is going to turn 1 in mid-February, and basically maternity leave is over. I want to be able to go back to work, and so I had it in my mind to create a mission for myself for 2019, to go out there and expand my client base. I wanted to go out there and help more women, more mums, feel good about themselves, feel good in their body, and basically tackle whatever it is that they want to be able to tackle to feel good about themselves, whether that is losing weight or getting into a particular dress size, getting their fitness in check, even things like, getting, more energy, better sleep, even like just freeing time up for themselves, to be able to do more things, to accomplish more things on their to-do list, to have the self-confidence, to feel, themselves again, if that makes sense. So obviously as a health coach, you can only speak your truth depending on your own experience and the kinds of people that you've been, privileged enough to work with. And so I thought about, okay, who would be my ideal client? And honestly, I want a client who's very much, like-minded. Anybody who knows me, I think, would describe me as she's fun, she's crazy, she's out there, but also, I'm professional. I try to be as professional as I can because I want to be able to deliver results to my clients. And before I became a health coach, I was already a registered psychologist, and I own my own practice. So obviously I want to be able to, bring forth the skills that I've learned there, be professional and help guide and coach people. But at the same time, I don't want to be standoffish, if that, makes sense. And I want to be able to, speak to you as a friend would speak to you, know where you are at, know when you need pushing, but also know when to back off, if that makes sense. Yeah. So these are the kinds of, characteristics that I'm looking for in the ideal client. I love working with mums because, we just, we can just relate to each other, don't we? There's been times where you have a look at all these, fitness coaches or diets or lifestyle programs or anything like that, and you think to yourself, well, I can't do that, I've got kids, or I can't do that because I got housework or laundry, or you're juggling a million things at the same time. And I know that as a mum, so I'll be able to relate back, those difficulties and those challenges to other mums. I want to work with clients, mums, women who are powerful, who, before they had, a husband and a household to keep and children, they were already kind of streetwise, street smart, intelligent, powerful women. You may or may not have been in a profession. Like for me, I guess my past life was a psychologist. I've got clients who, have been, are lawyers. I've got clients who have been stay-at-home mums. I've got, factory workers, warehouse workers, administration people, all sorts of things. But essentially, I want women who know who they are, who they want to become, how to, better what they are doing right now in order to be a better, mum, better wife, better person. People who are interested in changing for the betterment of themselves, for people who want to be, developing their skills, right? So I want to be able to work with women who are, already well educated. They already know that obviously being healthy is about a holistic approach. It's about your eating. It's about your fitness and exercise. It's also about mindset building and how you feel in your soul. But also I want to be able to work with people who are willing to learn new information, who are sort of outside the box thinkers, you know what I mean? Who are open to thinking about a new concept, yeah, and trying it out and giving it a red hot go. Okay. it also is, bonus points if she knows the importance of supplementation to support a healthy eating lifestyle, and to be able to, again, be open to information about that, and not be so, I only believe in whole food eating, which is, fair enough for a lot of people. But as a mum, again, let's go back to being that mum. I totally believe in, home cooked meals, and, trying to buy organic, really good produce. But in reality, when you're trying to feed yourself and your family 3 square meals a day, 7 days a week, 365 days of the year, how many of us can actually go out there and do that, right? And I guess supplementation is going to help you, fill in the gaps where that is, okay? I'm looking for women who, when they were kind of, single, they were in, they were in a body type or a body shape or a dress size that was, comfortable, size 8 to 10. But again, like if you were anything like me, I was a size 8 for a big chunk of my life, but I didn't feel 100%, you know what I mean? I didn't feel dynamic. I didn't feel vibrant. If you've known me a while, or you can scroll, back to my Facebook page, more than 7 years ago, you'll find that there are not very many photos of me, because I was that kind of person who was the non-confident person. I never liked the way I looked in my face. I never liked looking at myself in my body. And now it's like selfie, 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 right? So I want to work with those kinds of women who, maybe somebody's ideal body type is a size 8, but themselves, they don't feel great. They're not at 100%. They may be at 75, 85%, but not 100%, okay? These are women who maybe have gained, more than the upper limits of kilograms during their pregnancy. So, for example, a petite woman like me was only supposed to, gain 12 kilos, all right? But there are a lot of women out there with the same body type who gain 20 plus kilos more, right? And then they found that when baby came out and they were postpartum 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, they just didn't go back to that same body, right? And they did all sorts of the conventional stuff, better eating, meal planning, exercise. They may have taken up a gym membership. They may have taken up a personal trainer. They did all these sorts of things, but just something didn't shift. And that made them feel less confident about themselves, which then, feeds into things in the household. You start feeling a little bit insecure with your relationship with your partner. Is he going to leave me because I'm fat? These stretch marks, my hair, or I'm always dressed in draggy clothes because, I don't feel comfortable wearing sexy clothes anymore. I'm always tired because the baby, keeps me up, and all these sorts of things that we go through as women and mothers, especially, first time mums. Okay. I want to be able to, work with people, work with mothers who are self-motivated, who, literally just needs a couple of, pats on the back, or, little shove in the right direction. But once they get that confidence, they're willing to, self-study. They're willing to just, this is my goal. These are the outcomes I want to have. Let's go for it, and I know that, I've had my slumps when I'm not motivated. I'll literally just not do anything. It's just like that Bruno Mars song, right? Can't do anything. But when you get into that, into that mood, into that mojo, you just, smash out all your goals. Your to-do list is done, your project is done, and that sort of stuff. I also want people who, are open to, feedback or criticism. I mean, there are some things, hard truths that we need to hear, and sometimes it helps when you hear it from somebody who's not related to you, because then you kind of don't take that much of an offense to it, yeah? So again, I want to work with somebody who's teachable and approachable, and 100%, this is a must, somebody who replies to communication. Yeah, because I've had, people who I thought were ideal clients, and they tick all these boxes, but then their motivation lacks, and then they kind of like stop replying to me. And to me, it's like, well, I can't continue helping with you if you don't reply to that message, or you unfriend me, or you block me. It's like, I'm here to support you until you don't want to come and work with me anymore, right? So I want it to be like a mutual understanding that, I'm here to coach you, but I can't do the work for you, if that makes sense. Yeah. But you also got to have a sense of humor in a way that you don't take yourself too seriously, but also know, like, I've got a pretty, crazy sense of humor sometimes, and there's only a minute amount of people that actually get that, and who know that, that the information being delivered to you is coming from a place of love, rather than take offense to it. So, sense of humor, grain of salt, that sort of stuff. I'm talking about women who feel down and depressed sometimes, but it, in the long term, or in the medium term, it doesn't prevent them from accomplishing the tasks at hand. Like we know what it's like when it's like you're tired, the baby didn't sleep, but you still have X, Y, and Z to do. So you just like chug through, right? So these are the kind of like up and go getters type women who, knows the task at hand. All you need to do is give her a couple of steps and how to accomplish it, give her a push in the right direction, and away she goes. Like that's my ideal client, Obviously, it probably doesn't need to be said, but yes, it does at the same time. Like, she needs to have, money to be able to obviously, afford the nutrition, and find value in what I'm giving. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of people out there who's like, I can't afford it. I mean, I'm not talking about the people who are literally like living, below poverty line. Obviously, if you only make X amount of money and it's only enough to pay for the mortgage and the bills, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the people who have access to money and will probably spend it somewhere else. So I want to be able to find people who find what I'm giving them as valuable, right? The information, the resources is valuable, and value the nutrition products that I'm giving them, right? And know that, yes, it's more pricey than the, average Aldi stuff, or something else, a different brand, right? But it's because they know it's quality, it's made from quality ingredients, manufactured in the highest quality setting, okay? So access to money. So whether that's, because she works part-time, or, she's got, the support of her husband to be able to do that, that would be ace. Okay. And I want to be able to show these kinds of women that you can do it. Yeah. That you can have, I've got 3 children, obviously, and, they're 11, 8, and one's 11 and a half months old, so everybody has their own X, Y, and Z in their life, and everything is hard, and time management is poor, and all this sort of stuff. But I want people to be open to learning how to prioritize, right, their time based on the tasks that they need, but also think about putting themselves in that category as well, right? So mums are always are the biggest martyrs. They do everything for everybody and leave none for themselves, and that's why we get overweight, because we don't eat. And that's why we feel crappy, because we don't sleep, or we don't drink enough water, or we drink too much coffee, or we drink eat too much junk food and that sort of stuff, and that stumbles into other things. Yeah. All right. I also want to be able to work with mums the way that I want someone to work with me. So for example, if you've got a baby who doesn't sleep, or their naps are really contracted into 45-minute, an hour type thing, I want to be able to just give the information, get the information quick, and away we go, right? And then be able to catch up one-on-one on Messenger if need be. Yeah. So what I'm envisioning is that my sessions are going to be long enough to get everything that you absolutely need to accomplish what you need to for that week, right? But short enough so that it holds your attention and it's not going to take you out unnecessarily from your life with your children. Yes, of course, you can go and sign up to a gym that has a crèche and work out for an hour, but it's like you got to leave your children with like a perfect stranger. Whereas what I'm offering is something that you can do at the comfort of your own home, and all you need is your phone, some internet connection, and away we go, right? Okay. So basically, these are the kinds of, what else do I have as an ideal client? I want to be able to work with people who have kind of the same food love as me. Like I don't necessarily want to work with people who think that you have to go vegan, you have to go paleo, you got to go keto, whatever, right? Like for me, balance is everything, moderation is everything. I love my food. You'll have a look at my social media. And just the kinds of food that I love to eat. But I want people who know the difference between, a Macca's burger versus the gourmet burger, from their local, deli or something. You know what I mean? Or, I've got a client who thinks, indulging on Sushi Train is like naughty. And I'm like, dude, that's the best thing that you can have. Like if you can do all you can eat Japanese, that would be my go-to kind of indulgence, eating out. I'm a sweet tooth. I will admit that. Like I love my chocolates, I love my cakes and cookies. And what I love about what I do is I can teach you how to keep that in your lifestyle, but in a healthy way, in a moderate way, in a balanced way. So, masterclass is what I'm going to offer in my session. I'll go deeper into that session, but basically, what I've talked about is like, the kind of people that I want to work with, somebody who loves to eat, dancing. Oh my gosh. So as far as fitness is concerned, I want to be able to, show people that, hey, if you can dance the calories away, that'd be even better. Like I know boot camp and all these other things, work for some. Personally, I don't envision myself doing that long term, so I don't necessarily want to work with people who see that as a solution. If you can dance for 5 minutes a day or in a block of 30 minutes, that's all the fitness that you really need as a mum. If you're like me and you live in a 2-story house, you're going up and down the stairs all the time. If you're like me and you have a 12-kilo baby, like, you're carrying them around and you're building muscle as you're going about your daily business anyway. Even mums who just want to walk, just if they've got a stroller and they've got maybe a dog and they want to walk around the neighborhood when the weather is not too hot, that's awesome because I can relate to you. You know what I mean? But if we start talking about, more sort of high-tech gym stuff and reps and all these sort of things, like that's just like completely foreign to me. So I don't know if I would be the best person to work with on that. Obviously I can, point you in the right direction, but it wouldn't feel like a genuine kind of connection. But if we get into dancing and we just, crank up, Taylor Swift or Megan Trainor or something motivational, Katy Perry, something, great dance songs that's motivational at the same time. That's amazing. Okay. So basically that's the kind of, people I want to work with. If this resonates with you, if you think, oh my gosh, like that's exactly like the way that I feel right now, being that I'm a mum, or if you know somebody who's, kind of in that boat, let me know, send them my details and then ask for their permission to give their details to me. A lot of the time people, if you give them your business card, they're not really going to call you back. So it's up to me to be able to touch base with them. So that would be great. Okay. The next video, I'm going to be able to just break down what the sessions are, what the pricing is, and what services they include. So please at your own convenience. It's a bit of a long video, 20 minutes. I get a bit excited. So watch it and then just give me a feedback on how I've sort of talked about my ideal client. See how much of that resonates with you, and if you know women who are in the same boat. And if this is the kind of tribe that you want to work with, I want to be able to, yes, get clients, but at the same time build a community so that we're all supporting each other. Yeah. At the moment, there's the three of us who I think are absolute soul sisters, and we're like-minded. And then it's about adding, 1 a week, 3 a week, 5 a week, on and on and on until we get this community of like-minded women who are there to support each other, who are working towards the same goals. And essentially it's about, finding the balance between you as a person, you as a partner, you as a mum. How can you go from, feeling inadequate, not confident, all these negative feelings. How can you go from feeling that way to, yes, I need to prioritize myself at some point. I need to have a look at my health. I need to have a look at my mindset, my confidence, my motivation, so that I can be the best mum, so that I can choose to, where I spend my energy with, playing with the kids, going out with hubby, feeling good because I look good, or vice versa. Yeah, sweet. Thank you so much. Your feedback is very, very much appreciated. Cheers, ladies.